Okay, this is going to be a review for Raw. Today's the 29th of July. The show was taped, obviously, so I'm sure many of you knew the results before it even kind of aired. Me, I did not. I actually had a little nap, woke up at 8:15, put on Raw, and it was just the beginning of the Shield match. And pretty much to sum up this Raw, was a whole lot of nothing. It was just a bunch of matches. There was a few storyline progressions, but since Raw is taped and since you kind of have the results before, I think they kind of do a thing where it's like, let's not give the fans too much. It's pretty much a glorified house show. It's pretty much how I took this Raw to be like. You had a huge gimmicky match for the main event. You had a couple filler matches here and there, and you had very slight storyline progression. That's pretty much what a house show is. You had the last house show I went to, the main event was what was it? Shield versus Cena and Sheamus, and then you had one tables match also, believe it or not, with The Miz and Antonio Cesaro. So this is pretty much a glorified house show to me. But the Shield match, I was expecting it to happen at SummerSlam, but they gave it away here. But I'm sure it's going to happen again. And it was fine. Mark Henry's kind of playing that role as a face now. I think, and of course you can't really tell how the fans are reacting to it since this was an edited show. I'm sure they added some filters when it comes to the crowd reactions. So I'm not going to comment on how the crowd is taking to Mark Henry being a face. Van Dam versus Fandango. Another, it was good for what it was. Van Dam got kicked around a little bit. Then he left, and the match was over. It was a couple minutes long. Really nothing special, nothing to talk about. Kaitlyn defeated AJ, and then you had Ziggler come out and challenge Big E. Now here's another match. I'm sure this win is going to lead to another Divas match, title match at SummerSlam. And the Ziggler and Big E thing, another match I was expecting to happen at SummerSlam. Of course, that didn't happen. It happened tonight. Another match that was very good for what it was. And the payoff, the ending, the whole love triangle almost as it is. I'm enjoying the story to this because I think AJ plays a good job being crazy. Big E's kind of that tweener in the middle, and then Dolph is Dolph, and I think he's pretty much great at being the bad guy. And just the bumps he takes for Big E is incredible because Big E's huge, and then compared to Ziggler, he flies left and right. And I think it really makes for a great story being told on the situation at hand. So that was okay. And then Christian and Alberto Del Rio. It was a decent match, and I really thought they were doing Van Dam versus Del Rio at SummerSlam. Van Dam versus Del Rio. Yeah, but it looks like they might be going with Christian now since he did pin the champion. Maybe a triple threat match. I haven't looked. I don't even know if next week's Raw spoilers are there, but I'm not even gonna bother looking. But it was an okay match. But then again, it didn't really. If this doesn't go anywhere, it was kind of just another throwaway match. Kane versus Bryan. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. Bryan won with a small package, and I think he's trying to do this whole thing where he's winning with a small package, and I think this is going to make for a great match at SummerSlam, where you're going to think Cena's going to lose the title to Bryan via small package, but Cena will kick out, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of drama regarding that little small package. So, and then after the match, Kane chokeslammed Daniel Bryan. He went to the back, and the Wyatt family came out and they killed Kane. It was fine. I think the Wyatt family, the hype was so great, but now the payoff's kind of not living up to the hype that everyone expected it to be. But it's only been 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm not going to judge too quickly on that. And then Curtis, Axel, R-Truth. I'm not going to say anything. You had a Punk thing with Heyman, and I guess Brock's going to be there next week. And next, well, the main event, Cena and Ryback. It was just your average. Actually, it was. I enjoyed it, honestly. It wasn't the greatest match, but for a Raw main event that kind of really had, whatever. I guess it was because he put Bryan through a table, so now he's going to get put through a table himself. But it was fine. They had a good little thing with the steel steps, but Cena won with the AA through the table and the turnbuckle, and then Cena and Bryan had a stare down. I'm sure this clip will be used in Total Divas. But it was Raw. To me, it wasn't a Raw that I would really go out of my way for. I haven't seen Raw in 2 weeks, and me to come back and watch this, kind of disappointing. I wish I would have saw that one from 2 weeks ago that everyone was raving and ranting about. That was so awesome. But of course, when I tuned into Raw, it was pre-taped, and it was not that. I don't know. Just one Raw you can really miss. So that's the review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.